Okay, everyone, so welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 43. This is the final part 6 of the show. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a great holiday-themed show. We do have one more holiday-themed show coming this next week. It's actually going to be held on Christmas Eve, 2023. So I hope if you are a member, you'll submit your questions once those threads go live later tonight. And maybe you consider becoming a member if you're a first-time viewer here. So you can get some holiday-themed suggestions. And keep in mind, when you become a member, it's for a whole month. You get 4 shows you get to suggest clips for, okay? Before we continue, so a super member here contacted me and said, so my other question I had, but for some reason it didn't post. Basically, their question is thus. What was my first exposure to Japanese culture? Okay? Essentially, this is a 2-part answer. If you're talking about in video games, it was very early on. You know, I was playing Atari and stuff like that, but as soon as the NES came out, the vast majority of video games made for the Super Nintendo, or excuse me, for the original Nintendo, were more Japanese-centric, like Super Mario Brothers. That's a Japanese game. I mean, it's an American plumber, but still, it's a Japanese game. So it would have been the NES, culture-wise, Japanese games are my first exposure to Japanese culture. Outside of that, likely, it was anime. And when I say anime, I mean television shows such as Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors, and Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball. Because those were actually the shows they started to air early on TV, like in the mornings before I went to school. They would actually have those shows start running on American television in the early 1990s. So before I went to school, they'd actually have an episode of Sailor Moon and an episode of original Dragon Ball on TV that I would watch. I didn't know what it was. It was fascinating because the art style looked so different from American cartoons. And that was my first exposure to the whole anime, manga kind of experience. Of course, you have to remember that those shows were very nerfed. They were like Americanized versions with censorship, completely cut out stuff, plots rewritten and redone, completely different voice acting that wasn't in line with what they said in the Japanese versions because they turned them into kids shows. Okay? Okay. Yes, Ronin Warriors, the powers in the armor. I remember that. Ronin Warriors, the powers in the armor. All right, let's continue.
The year was 2023, and Starbreeze Studios was ramping up marketing for their upcoming game, Payday 3.
Okay.
A significant size of the gaming community had a general distrust of larger game journalism.
By the way, this might actually be the last video in the playlist, and then we go back to the beginning, because we started in the middle. This is 20 minutes long. I'm totally not going to watch this whole thing, but let's see what this is about.
Outlets, but Starbreeze still needed to find a way to reach as many people as possible. Who do the players trust with game reviews? They asked one another. With so many players thinking the IGNs and Game Informers of the world are too biased because of sponsorship deals these days, who do they listen to now?
Uh-oh.
What exactly does Modern Warfare 22 do right? Why has this game struck a chord with me?
When I first heard about OWI branching out into the Starship Troopers IP, I was hesitant, not because I'm a fan of the movie.
The individual content creator brought with it the assumption of personal opinion and integrity, unaffected by the agendas of corporations or studios. This was the perfect vehicle for Starbreeze's marketing strategy.
Which, of course, is not true anymore. These YouTubers now frequently take paid sponsorships, and they only play games because they're receiving money for it. They get early copies of games so they can receive thousands of dollars in crowdfunding contributions because they're the only people who can play the games early. It's a completely different environment now. It's not like it used to be. I would argue 10, 15 years ago, absolutely that was the case, but not anymore. You can't trust these big guys anymore.
After all, ad revenue on YouTube was subject to so much change and volatility that was out of the creator's hands. Many content creators preferred having more control over their income, turning to methods such as sponsorships or subscription
Wayne's
models
World.
like Patreon or YouTube membership to see more consistent income. Seriously, ad revenue's like a drunk uncle, you never know when it's gonna screw. This was far from the first time content creators had been used for sponsorships, of course.
So, I got the opportunity to check out the Gamescom demo of this game. Gonna go on a little orc hunt.
There you go. And I remember ages ago when I was part of a partnership with Machinima. They were my partner network on YouTube. At the launch of the Xbox One, they paid everyone under the Machinima banner bonus money to play Xbox games and or Xbox content, but they never disclosed they did. So they essentially said, hey everyone, make Xbox content because that's going to make Xbox look good, but we'll pay you extra to do it. But then they didn't tell anyone they were doing that, which is completely illegal. And this has happened time and time again over the years.
As part of its marketing strategy, Starbreeze offered these content creators a trip to New York City, attendance to a Payday 3 launch event, free merchandise, and the opportunity to play the game. In return, the creators would promote the game on their channels for their cumulative millions of followers to see. As to whether or not Starbreeze offered money directly to these YouTubers, I don't know, but it was common enough practice for sponsors to do that, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that they did.
But it doesn't matter because, again, even if there's no direct payment, just having advanced access to a hot new game coming out that has hype behind it gives you artificially inflated views, extra revenue from ads, but also from people crowdfunding your streams and your videos on YouTube. You're going to make extra money, even if it's not from the developers. You're still going to make extra money for having that access. So it doesn't matter if they directly got paid or not.
Either way, the guests were wined, dined, and treated like royalty, all under Payday 3's marketing budget. But worry not, it's not like this influenced anyone's favor of the game or anything. I hate when people give me free stuff. Piss off, Santa, you commie. What kind of YouTube creators were invited to this event? One of these was the Act Man. Several of his channel's most popular videos, garnering millions of views, are centered around his opinions on whether he believes games are good, bad, mediocre, or masterpieces.
So he said, Black Ops 2, awesome. Call of Duty World War 2, so bad. Modern Warfare 3, mediocre. Original Modern Warfare 3, not the one from this year. And Dark Souls, a masterpiece. Okay.
He's also given videos with commentary on the greed and laziness of modern gaming on several occasions, such as the decline of gaming, the rise and fall of loot boxes, and the problem with live service games. Viewers that have followed him during his time on YouTube would have been able to rely on his videos to give harsh but fair criticism where it was deserved, especially when games released in subpar states.
And most importantly, a complete misunderstanding of the word finished. If your internet connection isn't perfect, you will be dropped from matches instantly. Now you want to take your time and get it right. Now, okay, after you sold the game, after it lost 90% of its player base on Steam, okay, now you want to make sure the features are up and running. Gotcha.
The Act Man didn't hesitate to call those games out for their broken launches. Another creator is Angry Joe Show, a channel whose backbone was literally angry reviews, where part of their shtick is that they give in-depth criticism to greedy studio decisions and broken products. It's commonplace on their channel to see videos include entire skits that parody the problems with new games, and many segments of their reviews are literally screamed into the camera.
First off, you want your game to work! We had so many crashes. Like, this is unacceptable for a release. And for this game to be get 8s and at no way they played the thing or they're being paid. I'm sorry, this is really we started the game by erroring, right? And guess what? We have not stopped erroring since.
A third channel is Big Fry TV, a channel I was admittedly unfamiliar with prior to making this video, but posts several impression, review, and discussion videos about the state of modern games as well.
This channel was started because I was tired of getting bad games from developers, whether that's indie, AA, or higher. I've always been focused on the product and how they're selling it.
As the arrangement presumably required, promotional videos would need to be posted after the launch event. If Big Fry TV's second Payday 3 video is any indication, these videos appeared to require Starbreeze's approval for their titles, descriptions, and pinned comments, and be 2 videos total. This doesn't mean they necessarily wrote these things for the creator.
This is fascinating. It sucks it's such a long video because I'm liking this topic a lot. I'm learning. And I want to keep watching it, but man, it's 21 minutes long. I don't want this to be the rest of the show.
Just that the studio approved them for use. These videos were different from other types of sponsored videos though. They weren't promoting self-made products like apps that tried to convince you pictures of animals were a sound financial investment.
Wow.
Or slightly altering and repackaging cookies that were upcharged to a price only us poor idiot peasants would scoff at.
I know.
Oh, so they found them? They found the real cookies, and then they showed them repackaged, her selling them for way more. Yeah, look, Pokemon's new product is apparently just a rebranded Tootsie Midnight Mini Cookie, which he sells for 3 times the price. The only difference between the cookies is vitamin D3. Wow. Yeah, that's a scam. That's 100% a scam.
No, math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so.
They also weren't promoting products that were obviously not in the creator's expertise, like when a political commentary channel takes a break from farming outrage to promote a new brand of aglet for your shoelaces. Thank you, Phineas and Ferb, for that education, by the way. Nobody seeks out shoelace commentary from political channels. When these types of sponsorships pop up, it's generally easy to understand.
Right.
We're watching commercials here. Nothing more. Payday 3 sponsored videos were a much different, much more effective type of promotion. They placed product promotion directly into the spot where people would be looking for that type of content. But sir, asked one Starbreeze executive, isn't this exactly the type of alleged practice that turned people away from bigger outlets in the first place? Look, son, do you want to be able to afford Pokemon's cookies or not? All 3 of these creators, and several more, geared up to promote Payday 3 a little bit differently. Angry Joe posted a gameplay and first impressions video before the game launched. This is important.
Look at what Joe.
It is important because, again, it's advanced content. You get the access before anybody else. Everyone's going to watch you playing it first, and you get the early views, early ad revenue, early money from your viewers who support your streams and content. Because you got the early access, you got paid. Even if you didn't get money from the game dev, that's your payment. And it is payment. No matter what they say, it's payment.
Us.
Oh yeah.
From New York.
But why does it matter if they posted their videos before or after launch? It's not like people buy video games solely based on one review. Well, if the opinions of gaming channels didn't sway sales in any way, I think we could all agree Starbreeze wouldn't have even bothered with this promotional event in the first place.
The increase in sales would certainly be worth offering a discount.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the
And yes, I understand the period between September 18th and September 21st was referred to as the early access period. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but paying a non-indie studio to play their game during that time frame nowadays just means you're paying an impatience tax.
Yep.
Now that's mighty.
And a lot of games are doing this. I mean, think about it. Starfield did it. Call of Duty does it. A lot of big games are doing it, and everyone's paying it because they want to play early. It's ridiculous. Like $20 extra, too.
You Wither woman.
Check out this video if you want more commentary on that. So going forward in this video, I'm going to refer to September 18th as its launch. As for why it matters which videos are posted before or after launch, well...
Yep, exactly right.
Don't Pre-Order Reboots covers this more extensively, but what we need to know here today is that Payday 3 didn't function at launch. At all. The term unplayable is used quite a bit when describing buggy games, but for this game, it was quite literal. The conversation around Payday 3 quickly devolved from the merits of the game itself and into the state of AAA gaming as a whole, and its apathy toward finishing its products. Some still defended Payday 3's backlash with, "It's not a big deal, it will get fixed eventually."
Assume the position.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
And in unrelated news, domesticated sheep will expire from life if left alone for too long without their masters there to trim their wool down. The more you know. While the Payday 3 player base was still erupting in anger and Starbreeze was hard at work attempting to finish their game after they'd already charged people money for it, a third player entered the scene. The content creators still had sponsorship deals to uphold and promotional videos to upload. One of these was Big Fry TV, who posted his impressions video while Payday 3 was still unplayable.
It looks like I got away with the payday on this one. Get it? Because the video is sponsored.
Another is the Actman's, whose video sent a bit stronger of a message. His Payday 3 is a certified banger video was an overall positive review of his time with the game, as you could probably guess by its title and thumbnail.
I was invited by the Payday 3 developer Starbreeze to go out to New York and take part in one of the coolest pre-release gaming events I've ever been to. I gotta tell you, I'm infatuated. I think I'm falling for Krusty the Clown.
Now I hear you, dear viewer, but these were impression videos, not reviews. While personally I think that's debatable with the Actman's video, considering how in-depth he went with his commentary. But as for the semantics of impressions versus reviews, The intent of these videos for the studios is to persuade people to buy the game.
Exactly. And it's hilarious to me that when people get this early access and they do an early stream, right? And then people are like, well, why can't you share all your thoughts truly? And they say, because I'm on a review embargo. It's like, so basically your content you're making early is a paid advertisement. But people don't get that. I hate to say it, just people are just dumb. They're ignorant. They just don't get it. If anyone you're watching has advanced early access to a game, if anyone is allowed to play, enjoy, go to a press event, any of this, that is a paid advertisement. Whether or not money changed hands doesn't matter. It's a paid advertisement. That's not an opinion. That's not a review. You can't treat it as such. The moment that these people said, so we were paid, or we went out to this special event because we were specially invited, you turn it off. You close the content. Done. No reason to watch it. It's trash. It's 100% disingenuous. You will not get a real opinion out of that. But that's the problem with the whole industry. It's changing as a whole, that people still believe these people. I mean, Angry Joe, holy shit. But I mean, I remember as far back as Witcher 3, Angry Joe was flown out to a fucking European castle to cover Witcher 3 before it came out. So of course it was his game of the year. What else would be? Right? I mean, come on.
For the creators, it's for as many people as possible to see their video. Now combine the intent of the studio and the intent of the creator, and you get the intent of these videos are for as many people in this creator's audience as possible to buy Payday 3.
Correct.
So unless in one of these promoted videos the creator says, hey, this game's cheeks, wait till it's better to buy it, we don't have to pretend that the link to download the game being in the video description is just there for and giggles. So how did these audiences respond to these positive videos while the game was still broken? Angry Joe's comments stayed mostly devoid of any backlash, likely in large part because the video they posted was days before launch and was primarily a gameplay video. But as for the Actman and Big Fry TV, whose videos were posted when the game was out but still unplayable, why aren't you calling this game out for being unplayable? You normally hold devs accountable and did nothing this time. Remember when Big Fry would have unbiased takes and call out devs for releasing trash? Get that bag, I guess.
Exactly
Note
right.
to self, Actman will throw his audience under the bus for some money. Never thought I'd see the day Actman would sell out like this, but here we are. Actman has zero credibility with me now.
Wow.
There's a lot more than I can cover in this video, but the videos and comments are still up. Feel free to go check out some. To be fair, there's a -2 chance that any of these creators wanted this to happen or knew it was going to happen. It's not like Angry Joe and the boys took sledgehammers to Starbreeze's server room and hit everything with a blinking light. But people weren't accusing these channels of knowing this was going to happen. They were accusing these channels of the negligence required to post a video like this when the game's not even playable. To illustrate this, if I were to watch one of these videos on the day of publishing, and say to myself, hey, that game sounds pretty good, I'll go ahead and download it. Then purchased it and tried to play it,
can't play
I
it.
wouldn't have been able to. Yes, some platforms and methods of purchase allow for refunds, but what people were angry about is that it shouldn't have even gotten to this point at all. Let's look at the Actman's video. If you make it past the clearly promotional and positive title and thumbnail, and 9 minutes into the video, he gives this quick aside.
But the build I played was newer, so I imagine many of the technical issues I experienced in that latest beta won't be there at launch. This video will go live right around launch, so let me know in the comments if I was right or not.
If you were making a checklist of all the things that the Actman probably required in a sponsorship video, all the boxes would probably be checked, but the problem here was much bigger. The Actman's channel regularly provides reviews and criticism of new games and gaming studios that missed the mark. So where was the "Why is Payday 3 so bad" video? Or the "Payday 3 is a broken disaster and should have been delayed" video? How about the problem with modern game launches featuring Payday 3? Any of these videos would have been true to the Actman's brand, but instead, Payday 3 was being promoted, despite it containing some of the very same shortcomings the Actman had built his channel off of criticizing over the years.
Now here's the thing, and here's why taking any of these sponsorships is the ultimate kiss of death for any kind of genuine content you ever put out ever again. If the Actman stuck to his guns and said, no, you know what? This game is dog shit. I took payment for dog shit. Now I'm going to stand on my laurels. I'm going to say, I'm going to come out and publicly say within that week that it launched, this game is dog shit. Because here's what would have happened. He would have never gotten a sponsorship ever again from another game company. And he doesn't want that. He wants the money. He got paid, right? He got a video out of it, 700,000 views plus, which probably $1,000, couple $1,000. He probably got paid money from them. He flew out there. He wants that lifestyle for himself. You understand? So it was more important to him to have the possibility and promise of future paydays, which is hilarious because the name of the game is fucking Payday, right? He wanted future paydays as opposed to actually being genuine with his audience. Sadly, that is the vast majority of YouTubers that make a living doing YouTube in 2023 and onwards. They have all sold out. It's sad. I'm not saying all, but the majority. Anyone you see taking these sponsorships, that's what they're doing it for. They're only making that so that they have a possibility of a future sponsorship. They could give two fucks what content they're putting out to do it as long as they're making that money. Hence, getting paid to promote shoelaces on a political channel. That's all it is. So if you see that, my advice, walk away from that person. Do not watch their content. Leave. Let's continue.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, no. Come on.
That's the Christmas dinner done.
Christmas Eve. A time for family, a time for joy,
Oh,
and a time...
no. It's her again. What is she making?
Christmas dinner again. I mean, just the thought of it makes me want to cry for Lee, so I have no idea how he's handling this holiday season. I know I wouldn't be able to. So today we are traveling back in time to Christmas Eves of yore to see firsthand what went wrong on that fateful night. Now, I must warn you before going into this that today you are going to see levels of anger coming from Kay that even I did not know was...
She cooked raw potatoes, raw bacon-wrapped meat, and what appears to be partially pre-cooked turkey or chicken with stuffing on a plate all at once in the oven and thought it was going to cook. It can't be real. I don't believe her channel is real. I don't believe her channel is real at all. It's fake. It's a parody channel and people just don't get it because they're stupid. They think it's real. This shit is not real.
Possible.
There's
so
no
if you're
universe
not
that
ready
would
to see
cook.
the true fire come out of Kay, then I recommend you click off now, okay? Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Hi people, and I'm back, and today...
There is no universe that would cook.
Put that gravy back on there. And then the 3 roast potatoes that I put in with the turkey as well. I pick them up, that's it.
Kay, I think everything might be slightly over. Maybe turn down the heat a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I thought this, quote, gravy was like pureed black beans at first.
That looks like chocolate
I
pudding.
don't think gravy's supposed to look like that. Also, I think that a little Christmas elf snuck into your oven and threw those potatoes into a volcano because they look kind of rough.
And then there's just the gravy. When I'm waiting for this to warm up. And if you're wondering what's in the gravy...
I'm not watching the rest of this. It's disgusting.
In May 2022, officers were dispatched to a restaurant for a disorderly female in Wyandotte, Michigan. The staff
Code
stated
blue
a 30-year-old female named Jessica broke a glass and screamed at employees. About 30 minutes later, officers were dispatched again, this time to a park, in response to a potential intoxicated female who was barefoot. Upon arrival, they observed Jessica seated against a tree in the park, barefoot, shedding tears, and appeared distraught.
Hey, you okay? What's going on? Hey, you all right? What's the police department? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you okay?
I'm okay.
Well, what's going on? Obviously, something's going on.
Yeah, Diesel?
Can we help you? I mean, what's...
Yeah, if you can get his son to come over here and treat me like... 2128. He's...
Did you have... Is that your boyfriend or husband?
No, he's not my boyfriend.
Okay.
No.
What happened at Portofino with
No,
you?
actually, he's not my husband. I should say he's not my boyfriend. He's
What?
not my husband.
Were you guys at Portofino?
Yeah.
And what happened?
I got irritated because I got
She's
drunk,
insanely drunk.
and I wanted to go home, and he wanted to hang out with his family, and I asked him, I told him I didn't feel good, and I wanted to go home, and he kept screaming at me that I was a drunk, and that
Do you have anyone that can come get you? Because obviously...
Unfortunately, I've been trying, but...
Okay. Nobody's answering the phone?
It's a loss.
Okay, who do you think could come get you?
Nobody. Unless you would like to drive me home, I would more than appreciate it.
How'd you get up here?
I drove my own car. My little Mercedes. It's in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you don't have anyone that can come get you at all, huh? No friends?
Unfortunately, I've been dialing the phone, but it's looking like it's a negative.
Despite the recommendation to call an Uber for herself, she refused and ordered that officers drive her to a specific location.
What?
But before we continue, let's hear a quick word from today's...
All right, let's not hear a quick word from fucking today's sponsor. Why wouldn't she call an Uber? The way I see it, so, okay, you had a really bad day. You're drunk. You got caught by the cops, right? At this point, she really hasn't committed any crimes yet. Although, if they go to Portofino and find out she did do something in public, drunken and disorderly, they could get her for that. But if they're giving you the opportunity, just call an Uber and go home. You take that opportunity, right? So you just do it immediately. Okay, yes, let's do it. Even if you're too drunk, I'm too drunk to call, officer. Can you call the Uber for me? You know what I'm saying? So let's just get me home. And then she's good. She's in the clear. So what happened? Because obviously they wouldn't have made this video if that's what happened, right? So let's see.
Well, we would. Why don't you call an Uber?
So could you please get me
Drive
there?
you to Macomb, so... We're not going to leave you out here. And do you have an ID with you?
No.
What's your first name?
Jessica.
Due to her high level of intoxication and noticeable detachment from reality, she presented a danger to herself and others.
I mean, you're the one who protects the law, so I'm pretty sure you should know more than me, but who knows?
Here's what I'm done talking to you. You're not going to talk to me like a child. You're drunk.
You're talking to me like a child.
Lower your voice. You're drunk in a park.
I'm not drunk. I'm completely sober. Would you like to ask me a question that...
You're not completely sober. You're the one that told us you drove here drunk.
I did not drive here drunk. I didn't tell you I drove here drunk.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I walked here. Prove to me that I drove here drunk.
Hey.
Prove to me.
Calm
Prove
down.
it.
Calm
Prove it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, guys.
Well, it's over.
You're swearing. You're yelling.
Okay. Then bring me to jail because you don't have proof that I drove here drunk.
So you know she's going to jail, right? Like, there they go. They arrest her. They probably argue with her for a while. Why is this the most replayed part?
Oh, wasted.
I agree.
Yeah, claps for you. You're ignorant.
She surprisingly agreed to a preliminary breath test, which resulted in 0.20.
I'm sorry, repeat.
Blow out. Exhale. Okay?
People wanted to see the breathalyzer, I guess.
Keep trying. Quit yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
But
This is yelling at you. I'm not yelling. See? You see the difference?
That was great.
I see the difference.
That's why you're shit-faced. You're .20. Ah, that's it. Can one of you guys just run over there and look for a purse? It's right. We found her. Oh, you found her?
Yeah, there's a purse in her car.
Oh, okay.
And her keys are in there.
She didn't even know where it was. She thought they were over there. Okay, this is her stuff.
What'd she do over at Portofino?
I don't know. Sounds like, I mean, they gave us that call earlier. She admitted she was there. Got in a fight with her boyfriend. He said she's a drunk or something, and she got mad, and she was acting like with us.
She like broke a bottle, and they already cleaned it up.
She's just acting disorderly. She's like, yeah.
But there's no charges over there. A glass that was already broken, and she kind of knocked it on the ground, but it was already broken. So it's kind of like...
Yeah, she was just out of control, man.
Yeah, and I guess she kind of like was slapping at a worker, but he's like, no, I don't want to do anything. Like, I was just holding her back. She was just trying to get her.
Oh, she's out of control.
But yeah.
People are flagging us down.
And then I was like, okay,
because we were right here. Yeah, we pulled in. We were like watching, and then she was by a tree. She was standing by a tree, and people were like pointing. So we were like,
Is there a better video to end on?
I get up and I put my dressing gown on. I sit and have toast and marmalade, and then while I'm doing that, I put the radio on. Breaks the silence.
Oh, this is super sad. Why we can't end on this video? No. What the fuck is this?
Merry Christmas, everyone! I know it sucks we're like working today.
Okay, what's next? Okay, this looks interesting. What is that? Ew, what is that? Lachera? What is this? What the hell is this?
Candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. as in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the...
Their neighbors went all out for Christmas, decorating their entire house with lights, and it looks incredible. So instead of doing that on their house too, they just put a sign up that says ditto.
We already saw this earlier. We already saw that earlier, right? But it was a completely different house.
Not harder.
Scariest Christmas animatronic. All right, let's skip to scary animatronics. Here we go. This will be the final video if it plays.
This is ridiculous. Look how dirty I am.
Does it even work?
Okay,
Okay, what's it gonna do when he plugs it in?
What's with her makeup?
Can't tell my mom.
Her makeup is disturbing.
Is it gonna move?
Oh my god, it's moving.
It's moving. What?
It looks like her nose is drawn on her face. Right? Doesn't it? I mean, it looks really weird to me. It looks like she put shadow on the sides of her nose.
Why is that animatronic falling apart?
This is the creepiest thing we've ever done.
It's so creepy.
How is that an
looking.
animatronic?
Oh,
What the hell is
dogs
that?
Don't even like it.
Ew.
Oh man, they're barking. That thing must be haunted. Ew, look at its face. Oh my gosh. Okay, but animals can like tell when something's haunted though. That's creepy. That
I don't think it's
animatronic
haunted. I just think
is
it's like falling
sussy.
apart. What?
The dog is pissed off. Yeah. If I had that.
All right, let's go to the next one. What's this? I'm trying to find when she starts playing one because she's looking at them, but she's not playing them. Right? Oh, here we go. This is.
I've made so many videos about this tree in the past, okay? This thing.
Oh, you know what this reminds me of? So, when I was a kid, there was a, what's it called? Like a lawn store, like outdoor store, landscaping store. They were all about trees, bushes, plants, flowers, lawn care, stuff like that. And they had a talking Christmas tree every year where you would go to see it. And it would have a legit conversation with you because it was actually a person who would be watching you and would hear what you were saying, and they would talk, and when it talked, it would light up. So it acted like it was a real, like a live creature. They called it Chrissy the Talking Christmas Tree, I remember. And they did it every year for many, many years. So this looks similar, except they put a face on it, which is kind of weird.
It's terrifying. It's like a big tree. I think it's in Canada, and they let it like wake up every year, and there's this big ceremony.
Okay, her nose is bothering me. It really is. Like, why'd she do that? Is that a makeup style? I hate it if that's the case. I hate that nose.
It sings and it
makeup
talks
style.
to children.
It's actually really disturbing.
Look at this thing, okay?
It looks like she drew her face.
Ew, it's singing Jingle Bells. My ears. This thing is so creepy. I hate it. It's so unsettling. I just don't even know how to feel about it.
All right, here you go. It's not unsettling at all. I don't know what she's talking about.
Creepy.
I'm being told this is the Zoomer style, and I just don't get it. You're probably right. I don't get it at all.
Ew. Imagine putting that on your front
That's an
porch for
animated
Christmas.
Jack Frost?
No, thank you. He's ugly.
Christmas is getting a lot cooler. I need to add him to my Halloween stuff.
Yeah, why is it out for Christmas? Exactly. This guy's like, I need to add him to my Halloween.
Because it looks like it's retooled. It looks like that originally was a witch, and they just retooled it and recolored it to sell it for Christmas. That doesn't look like that's supposed to be Jack Frost. That's why.
Animatronic. Tell me that's not terrifying.
Now
Like,
come
why does
on,
he
that's
look
not
like
even a
that?
Christmas animatronic. That's not even a Christmas animatronic. Come on, look at that. Gee, I wonder why that's scary. It's fucking gory.
Creepy. They're all broken and weird. This one elf seemed to fall out of nowhere. Ew! The big snowman barely moves. Where are they working? Kind of creeped out. I would be horrified.
What's this? This looks like... Again, it's horror.
That is such a creepy animatronic for Christmas. Oh
it's
my gosh, look how he
Krampus,
moves.
yeah.
He looks so realistic too.
Where are they finding Christmas animatronics like that? I don't see those anywhere. I wonder what store do you go to find a Christmas animatronic that's horror themed?
Especially like those ones. Girl, I would be the same way. I would feel the...
I'm waiting. Oh, okay, here we go.
Reindeers that go with them. Look how they move and sing.
Those
they
aren't
creep
creepy.
me out.
Those are
I don't know why,
silly.
but something about them is just.
You know what those look like? They look like
unsettling.
Star
I'm not
Wars.
sure if you guys...
Those look like in Empire Strikes Back, the snow creature at the beginning that kills Luke or attacks Luke. Doesn't kill Luke. He attacks Luke. That's what that thing looks like. What's this?
But, you know. Okay. Proof that Chucky is real.
Well, that is Chuck E. Cheese.
Peep the drip, though. He's in a whole Santa Claus outfit. Okay, so there is Christmas Chuck E. Cheese. Now, that's my favorite Christmas animatronic, if you were to ask me, okay? Look at him. Wait for it. Wait for what? What's he gonna do? His little Christmas tree back there with ornaments and everything. Whoa! The bite of something. It was like a FNAF moment. Oh my gosh, look at him. He literally just like lunged forward.
Oh,
like,
no. They say FNAF. I think we have to end the show today. They say FNAF. They actually say it like that. Like FNAF. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for DSP versus the internet for this week. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's FNAF. I've got the biggest headache right now. I was doing so well. It was such a good show. And we ended on a series of really weird videos. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching DSP. And by the way, no slight against the person who submitted that video. It's very Christmassy. Just, I didn't get the makeup style. It bothered me. And then she said a word that triggered me. That actually legit triggered me. FNAF. Anyway, thank you for watching DSP versus the internet. Good Christmas theme this week. I really enjoyed that. Keep in mind, we have one more week, all right, of Christmas theme, because I'm actually doing this show next week on Christmas Eve. It'll be my first ever Christmas Eve react show. I don't know if it'll ever fall on it like that again. It just happens to be that Christmas Eve is a Sunday, and we're going to do the show, all right? So this is the final week. If you're a channel member or a new member, many people got gifted memberships today. Please submit Christmas-themed stuff for next week. Some people already made a suggestion. They said, what about Christmas in other countries? Yes, I would love to see Christmas-themed stuff. We've seen Germany and we've seen Singapore. I would love to see some other stuff next week. All right, great idea. So thank you all. Great show this week. Thank you for hanging out, for the support, for the discussion. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot after the Rube Goldberg device video to put the logo back on the screen. Oops. Well, this has been DSP Reacts. This has been DSP versus the internet. One more holiday week left. Thank you all, and I'll see you next week for the show. Until then, happy holidays, season's greetings, be safe, peace out, see ya on Christmas Eve. Bye-bye.